Oh, whoa, hey, you gotta check this out. So your boss told you, hey, you gotta write me a formula right here that calculates the prices, including the tax, plus the shipping. Don't tax the shipping. So you spent a little bit of time, you got your formula all figured out, you saying to yourself, oh yeah, that looks good, that's the right amount. You even calculated it by hand on your calculator, and you're saying, yep, that's $14.99. That's the right answer. I got the right formula. And now you know that you're going to go right ahead and use your autofill handle to copy that formula down. So you get ready. And you get your pointer on top of the autofill handle and you get ready to double click. Oh, no. What happened? Well, my friends, today I'm going to show you how to fix these errors. Let's go. It's my favorite day of the week, my friends. It's Aloha Friday, and this is Billy Wiggly coming at you live from the 9th Island, Las Vegas, Nevada. I want to send out a quick shout out to my friend Oz from Excel on Fire. Welcome to Las Vegas, my friend. Welcome to the 9th Island. We're happy to have you. We can't wait to do some excelling with you all over this place because we don't gamble. We get it right all the time because we know how to function with Excel. Woo! For those of you that don't know, Oz du Soleil, he's another famous Excel instructor. I specialize in the basics. He specializes in cleaning up your data, making sure that the data scientists and the data analysts that are working with the data that we generate don't struggle because they're working with clean data. I teach you how to make sure that your data is always nice and clean because you've organized everything properly. So when you take a look at this formula, we see that we've got some problems. And in the previous live streams where we're learning in this series how to write a formula, we started out by learning the order of operations and how important it is. We learned that we can remember the order of operations by saying, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. We moved on to building formulas. We realized that these are all of the operators in Excel. That's how we determine what we're going to multiply, what we're going to divide, what we're going to add, subtract, and the like. Then we built the formulas. We built the formula right here, and then we copied the formula on down. We learned that in Excel, when you're writing formulas, the equal sign is the command, and you command Excel. You're saying, Excel, do this. And Excel formulas are made up of cell references. It's the contents of the cells that changes. The formula remains the same. Isn't that cool? Then we also learned that we could view all of our formulas. We have a formula, and when we just copy the formula on down, all of our cell references remain relative. C3 plus D3, C4 plus D4, C5 plus D5, because we are in row 3, column C, row 4, column C, row 5, column C, C5, D5. Relative cell referencing. We learned that we could double click on the autofill handle and copy our formulas all the way on down. And now we see that we have relative cell referencing happening here. Let's open up all our formulas so that we can take a quick look at what's happening here. We've been asked to calculate the total right here of the prices, including the tax, plus the shipping. And we weren't going to tax the shipping, so we made that formula. Let me go ahead and close out. Let's start this formula. So remember, one more time, we want the prices, including the tax, plus the shipping. Don't tax the shipping. So the first thing we do is we put in an equal sign. Hello, my friends. Hey, what's happening over there on LinkedIn? Let me send you a quick message, a quick Aloha Friday to those of you in the chat on LinkedIn. Chee-hoo, woohoo. Hey, when are you coming to go to Hawaii to visit? When you go to Hawaii to visit, make sure you go visit the Garden Island, Kauai, Hawaii. That is my home. Currently, I'm on the 9th Island, Las Vegas, Nevada, working my way back to the Garden Island, Kauai, Hawaii. And I'm almost there. I'm getting there. We're getting there. You can't ever just give up, my friends. You got to make a plan, and you got to keep going for it. And remember this word, stick-to-itness. Stick-to-itness. Yes. And use artificial intelligence to amplify your intelligence and compress the amount of time that it's going to take you to achieve your goals. So instead of it taking you 15 years, it can just take you 1 year. You just got to know how to do it, and you got to have the burning desire in you to achieve that definite major purpose like we want here. Our purpose is to calculate a formula that is going to give us the prices times the tax plus the shipping. Don't tax the shipping. So we're going to say, give us the price. And then we use the operator for multiplication, and we're going to click on the tax rate, the price times the tax. Now I want you to notice this feature. You see, I'm highlighting B1, and it's telling me that the value of B1 is 0.0825. That's 8.25%. Now, when I highlight this value, this is an awesome feature. Are you seeing it right there? See the 12? Now watch this. Now, if I want to know what that calculation is, there it is. It's 99 cents. So the tax on $12 at 8.25% is 99 cents. Before, I used to have to just press enter, or I used to have to highlight the section I want to calculate and press F9, and it would give me the calculation, and I'd have to undo. So maybe you're not using Microsoft 365. Maybe you're using Excel 2010, Excel 2013. That was one of my favorite versions, was Excel 2013, until we have what we have now, Microsoft 365. So we've got A4 times B1 gives us the tax amount. Now we want to add in the shipping, right? We don't want to tax the shipping. So now we look at our entire formula, and we see that the formula is, the answer to that is $2.99. A4 times B1 gives us a 99 cents tax amount right here. And then we add the shipping to it, $2. And altogether, it comes out to $2.99. So now we're not done, because if we press enter, it's $2.99. Well, now we just got to add one final item. And what is that? Come on, put it in the chat. You're on YouTube. You watch me on YouTube. You watch me on LinkedIn. You watch me on Twitch. One of y'all, come on. B4. You got it. That's right. So we got to add back A4. You put A4. I saw you put A4. I just typed B. I said B4. And there we have it. So now if you were to go ahead and, just select all these values, you were going to see that the answer is $14.99. It's giving us a preview of the answer. Isn't that cool? And Excel is, every time I open Excel nowadays, there's new features. Look at this, catch up. Catch up right here. Let me see if I can zoom right into that corner. Catch up. Look at that. Huh? That's where you can see what's been going on with the Excel. As long as you're using Microsoft 365 and you're saving to the cloud, that's the key, saving to the cloud. Then you can go ahead and press catch up, boom, and you can see the changes that have been happening. And then you can go back in time in this workbook. I don't know why it's doing that right now. Maybe it's waiting for me to press enter. Boom, there you go. Oh, it was waiting for me to press enter. That's how you learn. You just got to go for it. Remember, we can always undo Control Z, and the like. So right here, we know who made the change. We can go all the way back. And that works as long as you're saving to the cloud. When you go to the File tab and you go to Info, you can go back to version history and restore a previous version. So you don't have to have fear. You can just go for it. Make sure you save to the cloud, though. And you can click on version history, and then you can see all the different versions of Excel of this workbook that we've been working with. And it even tells us, hey, look, this is the current version that you're in right now. Aloha Friday, 9:25 a.m. version. All right, cool. I like that. Nice. So now let's turn off that version history. Let's go back to file. Let's go back to formulas and functions right here. There we have it. So now that we've got our formula all figured out, you decided, well, we're going to copy it on down. We're just going to click on our autofill handle. This is called the autofill handle. The proper terminology is important. Those of you that have been using ChatGPT, you know that it matters what you say that determines the output. What you ask determines the output. How you ask it determines the quality of your result. So now we're going to go ahead and double click on the autofill handle. Boom, and there we got our problems. Now that we know about relative cell referencing, we can see what's going on. So I'm going to press Control tilde, show all our formulas, so that we can see what's going on over here. We've got the first one is A1, A4 times B1 plus B4 plus A4. That's correct. And then we copied our formula down. And then we experienced what is relative referencing. So it kept everything relative, including the tax rate. It went from B1, B2, B3, B4, just like A4, A5, A6, just like this. Just like it was supposed to. It did exactly what it was supposed to. But that gives us problems. Now you see this particular calculation right here gives us an answer, $18. There's no error. There's no actual Excel error. The error is error on our part, human error. We are calculating that cell B2 to be the tax rate right there. And there's nothing in there. So 15 plus 3 is 18 times blank. Nothing. 18. There you go. That right there is the reason why Excel is considered the world's most dangerous program. It's cost companies millions, I would say billions of dollars because of Excel errors. Something like this, you're doing it really quick. You don't really understand the basics. You don't understand about absolute cell referencing, what you're learning today. So you have these errors. Now here you would see, oh, there's a value error. So obviously Excel is telling us there's an error. Well, there's about 10 different standard errors in Excel. You can go to Microsoft Excel and search for them. I was having a hard time. I found them before in the Microsoft website. And now for some reason, I can't. I found an error that helps you find errors in your formulas if you don't see an error, but you know there's an error. There's actually it's called error.type. Now, there's these errors, and these are the ones that we see. So I just, because I couldn't find it, I went into ChatGPT. And I use my ChatGPT 4 with the plugin so it can access the web just in case, because we know that ChatGPT only goes until GPT 4 until 2021. And so I did the prompt. Of course, got to be very polite. Aloha kakahiaka to the AI, because not only am I training the AI, I'm training myself always. I always like to be consistently living aloha and sharing positive way of living, positive lifestyles, fitness, mental fitness, physical fitness. Everything that I know is important in the transformation of your life and your personal evolution and attainment of your definite major purpose. Aloha kakahiaka, please show me a list of all the Microsoft Excel formula errors. And I had to give it an example. It's good when you give an example, you prime it a little bit, like these and the like. And then it gave me an answer. It replied, aloha kakahiaka, sure. I bet if I would have put a shaka, it would have given me a shaka back. And then it lists these errors for me. And you got to be really careful though, because sometimes AI hallucinates. Because it's trying to complete a specific number of tokens, a specific number of words. So it's going to just make stuff up so that it can fulfill its objective. Now, more on that in one of my AI classes, because that could be dangerous. So here we've got these errors that are listed, and now we see the value error. And it's telling us that this error occurs when the wrong type of argument or operand is used. For example, subtracting a text value from a numerical value. Look at that, subtracting a text value from a numerical value. Those are conflicting values, right? One is text, one is a number. And that's what we've got right here. We've got A6, which is correct, times B3. We've got numbers times letters. Do you know how to calculate numbers times letters? Well, Excel doesn't either. Now we know what a value error is. We have conflicting values. And look at this guy right here. This guy got totally ripped off because you're sitting there going, hey, wait, just looking at it, 25 plus 5 is 30. And when the tax is 8.25%, where's that 80 coming from? You don't even really need to know how to do math to see that that does not even look right. Maybe he got stuck back over there in the worst part of Las Vegas, Naked City. That's what they call it. The worst part of Las Vegas is say it's Naked City. It's right behind the Stratosphere. There's Las Vegas Boulevard. There's the Stratosphere. Called the Strat, actually, not the Stratosphere, it's the Strat now. So we got Las Vegas Boulevard, we got the Strat right here. This is the Stratosphere, the Strat. Las Vegas Boulevard, the Strat, and right over here, Naked City. That's supposed to be the most dangerous area of Las Vegas. I tell you, it's not. It's not the most dangerous area of Las Vegas. And why is it called Naked City? It's not because naked people running around all over the place. It's because back in the day when, in the 50s, 60s, when there were 70s, when there was a lot of showgirls, well, they lived right behind the Stratosphere in all those two-story apartment buildings. And they'd all be laying out by the pool in their bikinis and stuff. And so that's why they call that part of Las Vegas Naked City. All right, so you might hear nowadays that it's a very dangerous area. If you go back there, just look around, just make sure that, don't go into that 7-Eleven though. Anyways, it's not the best part of Las Vegas, but I wouldn't call it the most dangerous part. So we're saying, hey, well, this guy got stuck over there in Naked City. He got fully ripped off. So I'm going to show you how to fix this. Let's go right ahead and delete all the contents right here. And let's learn about absolute cell referencing. You already know relative cell referencing. Copy the formula down. Our formula remains relative. Now we want to try absolute cell referencing. So we're going to say equals A4 and then the operator times the tax. That gives us the tax amount plus the price, because we calculated the tax first. Now we add the price back with the tax, and then we add the shipping, and we have it all outside of the initial calculation because we don't want to include the tax. And now we press enter. So here's where we have the problem when we copy our formula down. Relative cell referencing. We know that we want this cell reference B1 to not be relative anymore. We want it to stay absolutely in place. We want that cell reference to be absolute. One way that I've seen people fix this error is they'll go, okay, we'll make that B1, and then I'm going to make that one B1, and B1, doing this, what I'm doing right here, okay, and then this one right here, that's B1, and then let's see, yeah, let me close my formula right over here. Boom, that looks good, yeah! No, stop the angels. No, that's not how you do it. Over here, yeah, that's cool because it's 3 rows that you fixed. But most of you have more than 3 rows of data, right? Maybe you have 300, 3,000, 30,000. Are you going to sit there one by one and fix that cell reference, make it all B1? I mean, no, you're going to probably quit your job and then you're going to say, I hate Excel. That's why people hate Excel, because you never really learned the basics. So this could be simply easily fixed. We could just say, hey, let's anchor B1. Bam, enter, double click on the autofill handle. And now let the angels finish. We didn't have to stop them. So let's do this calculation once again. It's equals, because you command Excel, the price times the tax plus the price plus the shipping. Now look right here. Let me just go back. Let's say I'm writing this form and go, oh wait, I got to anchor. So the way that you would anchor, that's called anchoring, making the cell reference absolute, it's called anchoring. like you got a boat, you know, you're drifting and you want to stay over here. What do you do with your boat so that it stays in place? You anchor it so that it stays over there. And anchors in Excel are dollar signs. So when I put a dollar sign before the column, that means that my cell reference, it's going to move up and down this. It's going to stay in this column right here. It's going to move up and down the column because if you notice, the row's not locked, right? The row's not locked. It's only the column that's locked. And so that means that my reference can go up and down the column, but it can't go to any other column. Now I'm going to go right ahead and say, hey, I'm going to also anchor the row. And what that means is that now it's locked in place. It's not going to go to any other column because it's anchored onto the column. And it's not going to go to any other row because it's anchored to that row. So we've got that. B1 is absolute reference. It's locked right in place. And then we can say, hey, let's add the price back. Then let's add the shipping. Then let's press enter. Excuse me. And now we can go ahead and double click on the autofill handle. Boom. And now let's bring on the angels. Isn't that awesome? Are you positive about your abilities? I'm positive about your abilities because I've seen that I'm up to 62,000 active students, plus the other 165 plus that I trained in person over a 5-year period, traveling 5 cities a year all across the United States, Canada, Mexico. I know what's up. I know what you're going through. This is going to fix it for you. So let's go right ahead and let's kick it up a notch. Let me introduce you to your new best friend. Your new best friend is F4. Those of you who've been using Excel for a long time, you know F4 is your friend. And the day that you discovered it, were you happy? Oh, yeah, you were happy. I've had people attend my workshops and they go, I don't know why I'm here. I've been using Excel for 15 years. I don't know why I'm taking a basics class. Well, when I teach them F4, they're like, I didn't know that. Well, what have you been doing all these 10 years? You've been going B1, 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 manually adjusting your references? No wonder they're sending you over here. Somebody identified that there was something to be improved upon, and now you feel much better. So now let's go right ahead. Let's do this again. You work through it with me. Equals. By the way, when you are with me, when you're taking my live classes, you go to don'tgetmadgetskills.com, get yourself this VIP bundle. Don'tgetmadgetskills.com or getskills.tv. Get yourself this bundle. I'm putting all my courses, even all my new courses that come out, the languages code, artificial intelligence, two of those coming out. And then I got macros, tables, and advanced data analysis and array formulas and functions. So those are all in the works. Everything, $75 you one time. You got all this. This one right here, that's my live classes. We're learn some basics and beyond the basics live, one-on-one. Once a month, I offer this. Excuse me. And then we're working together and you're learning with me. We're learning together. Go ahead and just click on any one of these arrows, and see some testimonials, see what some of my happy clients are saying over here. There's plenty of people and I've got more testimonials coming. So now let's get right back over here. A4 times B1. And now we press, because we want it anchored, F4. Look at that. And every time you press F4, it moves the anchor. Because 99% of the time, you just press F4 one time, and you're good right there. But you keep pressing F4. Press F4 one more time. Not only the row is anchored, F4 one more time. Not only the column is anchored, press F4 one more time. Now there's no anchor. F4 one time, anchors row and column. Now we add the price back, then we add the shipping, then we enter. We double click on the autofill handle. Bah! Yes! You should get yourself one of these with these buttons. You can Imagine your boss walking around. What's all them angels I keep hearing? And then you can tell your boss, hey, every time I do something good in Excel, it's angels. And they hear a lot of angels. Next thing you know, you're the boss. If you want to be, maybe you don't want to be the boss. Maybe you like just being the boss of your section right here. You're cool with that. Nothing wrong with that, because maybe you've got a different major purpose in life that's outside of your job. And work's not the way to get there. Come on now. Boom. I love you, my friends. That's why I spend all day, every day, learning everything that I can learn so that I can be the best that I can be for you. To help you transform your life and achieve your definite major purpose. Come on. Stick to itness. What we got coming up on Monday, today is Aloha Friday, is more on this formula. We're going to keep building. We learned the basic order of operations. We learned how to write a formula, relative cell referencing. Today, we learned absolute cell referencing. We learned that F4 is your friend. And we're going to keep on rolling. I'm going to bring you into this world, of the world of the auto sum. Maybe I got time to just give you a sneak peek into the auto sum. Now, I want to go right up here to my quick access toolbar, and I'm going to move it right below the ribbon. Yeah, that's where I like it now. And here I see that I've got my auto sum right there. And then you got the little drop down. That auto sum is a very commonly used feature. There's over 500 functions in Excel, and these are the most commonly used. They're so commonly used that Excel created a little button called Auto Sum, where you can have them all in place. What I did is I added the Auto Sum, which when you go in your Home tab, that's how popular it is. On your Home tab, it's located right within your editing group. You can also go to your Formulas tab. Within your Formulas tab, you have the auto sum located right here in your function library, right there. And you can add it like I did to your quick access toolbar. Now there's a little technique to it. I'll reveal it to you during our next live stream. But here we can go ahead and say, I'm going to press Alt F1 to hide my root. Whoops. Not Alt F1, Control F1. Alt F1 puts in my default chart in the same worksheet. Control F1 hides and unhides the ribbon. You saw that. So here what I'm going to do is I'm put my marquee right where I want to do my calculation. I want to sum that. Then I want to get the average. Then I want to get the largest amount and the smallest amount. And that's really easy. I'm just going to just press Alt equal, which is the shortcut for the auto sum. And Excel says, hey, you want to sum E2 to E10? No, I want to sum E2 to E9. Right there. Now I'm going to anchor it. Why am I going to anchor it? Well, you need to anchor it for, Billy. You're not going to copy it down. I am going to copy it down. And I'm anchoring it. And then I'm going to double click right here on the autofill handle. Watch right there. Watch. Click, click. And then you're saying, yeah, it's all the same errors. So what about the average revenue? Well, right here. I double click and I'm just going to type AV. There's my average. Press the arrow down to it. And I'm going to tab to select it. Press it. There it is. Now you're going to get this little error that Excel's going to say, hey, that's, that formula is not consistent with the one that's above it. It's okay. It's okay in this case. So we can just ignore that error. And here, this is the largest amount. So for the largest amount, I'm going to want to use the max. MAX. Boom. Enter. And then for the smallest amount, what do you think it is? Put it in the chat. Min. That's right. It's min. So for the minimum smallest amount, I put in min. Then go ahead and press enter. And there you have it. We're putting it all together, right? We got cell referencing. We've got anchoring, absolute cell referencing. And now we're starting to get into some functions. So when you write the formula like equals C4 plus D4 plus B5 times A7, you're doing the math. When you use a function, Excel is doing the math. Now, there's going to be more on this when we come back on Monday because there's a little bit more that I need to show you on here to solidify. Oops. What's going on here? To solidify your Excel ability. But, oh, that's happening. Why is this happening? Because I've got anchoring. All right. So that's how we learn. So, okay. So if I was going to just do it right here and I anchored, okay, that's cool, but I need to copy it on over. I just got to remove my anchors. No big deal. I'll just select that and then I'll just press F4 again. So maybe it wasn't that great of an idea for me to do that, but that's how we learn, right? That's how we learn. No big deal. See what I'm doing? Because now when I copy it, the top row is relative. Here, I'll just fix this. I just go right here, select and press F4, F4, F4. Boom. This one right here. We go F4, F4, F4. Remove the anchors. This is how you do it, my friends. Keep on learning. This will never happen again now. Now we're like, all right, wait. If I'm going to copy them all over here and I'm anchoring. This was a great idea to do this. Anchoring when we did this. But we didn't really need to because we didn't think ahead. Habit number 2, begin with the end in mind. That we're going to have to copy these formulas on over. And we wanted them to actually still remain relative. And that's how we learn. And then we're going to get into using a little bit of artificial intelligence to help us with our calculations. And I'm going to show you the Excel formula bot. There's 2 add-ins that I like. I like Excel Labs because I get to test out new things coming out from Microsoft. And then the formula bot. And the formula bot, I can just say, hey, generate a formula. Like, give me the average totals from B4 to D8 and F4 to H8. We got to know how to ask the question, right? How to ask the question. Then we go ahead and submit. There's our formula. And then we can go right ahead and let me show you right over here what I did. I got the Excel formula bot right here. And then now I'm going to insert the cell. Insert right here. Insert it into the cell. So let me, boom. I'm going to insert it right into that cell, that formula. And there it is. Boom. That's the right formula. And then now look here. This one right here, here would work. So we would just say F4, poof, anchor it, and then copy it down, right here. And then this is the largest. And then for this one, then we go. Everybody does it their own way, right? I could teach you how to do Excel, all the right ways of using Excel. And then you develop your own style of using it. As long as we're getting the right answer and we got the right tools, it's Excel formula bot. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you a little bit more on Monday on how to do more calculations, formulas, and functions. We're evolving into this one. Boom, look at that in one move. Did that, you'll be able to do that. And then we're going to finalize on Monday with what's called 3D referencing, where I'm going to go right ahead and use a technique that we're already learning, we built upon, and then we double click right over here. Nice. There you go, my friends. Like I always say, I love you. I want you to keep on learning. And most of all, remember, don't get mad. Get yourself some skills. Chee-hoo.